Hey, I'm Bao Tran. I'm the writer-director of The Paper Tigers, this movie that you're about to see. I'm based out here in Seattle, but we wish we could be there with you. But obviously, given all the things that are going on, we do what we can. And John has been very enthusiastic and at least trying to put on a show. So we're just happy and thrilled that we can have an audience and be able to show it to you guys in a theater. I was actually in Canada a couple weeks ago in Vancouver doing the new sound mix. So this is like you'll be hearing the first sound mix for a theatrical Dolby Digital surround. So I'm really excited for you all to hear it and enjoy the show. So I hope we'll be around after for the Q&A with the cast. And again, thank you, Saskatoon Fantastic Film Festival, for having us. And let's have a good evening and enjoy the show. Bon cinema.
Yeah. Oh, hi. Hi, everybody.
Oh, yeah, they see us.
Oh, hey.
This is dope.
Hey.
This is dope right here. This is dope.
No time.
I feel like we're actually doing a Q&A in front of people. This is great.
Oh, yeah. I'd have flowers for you, but I don't.
Yeah, they were just saying welcome to Saskatoon and that.
Oh, thank you for having us, Saskatoon.
Hello, Saskatoon.
Oh, we might as well get this going then, since I think everyone's here and that. So I'd like to welcome you to Saskatoon. Everyone, we have with us Bao Tran, the director, Alain Uy, Ron Young, Alain Uy couldn't make it. No, I don't think
couldn't make it.
Yeah, sorry. Alain Uy, Mykel Shannon Jenkins, and last came in is Roger Yuan. And that. So we have the three tigers, Sifu, and the director with us from Paper Tigers and that. So yeah, I'll start off with a question or two, and then we'll pass it to the audience and everything. The thing that really struck me while watching this really is this feels like a modern take on a Shaw Brothers film. And that, like, I love the old Shaw Brothers and stuff like that. I was wondering, like, kind of from all of you and that, because you're all involved in this, was there any like particular ones that really you tried to draw from things or other classic Asian martial arts films or other styles of films too that you really tried to draw in and bring into this movie?
Yeah, Crippled Avengers. This is the spiritual son of Crippled Avenger. Well, definitely from my side, it was definitely a lot of the kind of heroic bloodshed and those kind of honor oath brothers that are bound by oath. Obviously, that's kind of the backdrop that we were playing with, and now kind of twisting it on its head in this modern day world. But yeah, we were looking definitely at all those different things, but also kind of physically and martial arts wise, choreography wise, of how to twist that idea of, you have this can be very intricately choreographed stuff from that period, and how to make that look sloppy and messy and a little bit out of step. So one of the things that we always described it was Shaw Brothers in a street fight.
Nice, cool.
Shaw Brothers in a street fight meets Shaun of the Dead.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm wondering, from the three tigers, actually from all four of you, and that, what really drew you into this film, and what made you want to be part of it, and that?
Bao's sparkling personality.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was another producer, Yuji, a mutual friend, said it was like a martial arts genre film meets Shaun of the Dead. I mean, that's what drew my attention to it really quickly. And then when I read it, I just thought it was just a heartfelt, charming script with a lot of opportunity for fun stuff too. But at the core, just, movie had a lot of heart. The script had a lot of heart, and yeah, I just love all the evolution of the character's growth, and then meeting Bao and everybody else. Like when we first started rehearsals, it was I think we all kind of knew it was going to be something special. So
Yeah, I got drawn. We were joking around Bao, but it wasn't until I did that director session with Bao and getting a sense of who he was or who he is and what his vision was for this particular film. The script was tight, and like Ron said, that there was a lot of heart to it, and there's a lot of nuance that I think we all kind of wanted to squeeze the life out of that script. But it wasn't until I spoke to Bao about what he wanted to do with it and what he wanted to, how he wanted to take this film and breathe life into it. So just talking to him, and really, I went, okay, I'm all the way in with this.
With me, I have a son, and I'm really mindful of the kind of roles I want to take now and stories I want to tell. And when I read this story, as an African American man, like to have the opportunity to have a life, to have a family, to have a code of honor, to have fallen and find a way through the brotherhood to get back up was like an opportunity to tell that kind of story when I've lived that kind of life was compelling. And then I met these guys, and it was like I didn't want to end. It was like
Yeah.
I had heard there was like you were shopping this film around for a while and everything and I had heard that it was actually looked at by big studios and things like that. But they really was some barriers and things that you weren't willing to cross and everything that they wanted to do. I was wondering if you could speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, with any independent film, it obviously is an uphill battle to even try to make it happen, given budget and time and scheduling and all those challenges. But for us, we spent about 9 years to get to where we are today. So we're, every day has been thankful, grateful for. We did go around shopping this film to kind of the traditional studios or the smaller studios that kind of do movies of this size, and we did have a lot of interest. It was very it's a catchy hook as far as the premise, but I think they had some conditions about wanting to get involved, and one of them was changing the races of the characters, because as you can see, we have like these very predominantly POC cast, and the studios had wanted to change it for reasons to make it more marketable or more castable, bankable, and all those kind of like Hollywood cliches that they wanted, but that was one of the things that we just did not want to bend to or change, because that was the story that we set out to do, especially the relationships that are in the story are reflective of our own histories and growing up with our own martial arts classmates and how diverse it was. So those are things that were really near and dear to our vision, and we just wanted to kind of hold to it. And it wasn't an easy no, as dramatic as it is, but there was interest, but it was easy enough for us to say no if they were not willing to get involved, from that deep point of view. And so we had to go do, our own thing, and we had to do Kickstarter and raise some of the funds and do project markets with Frontiers out of Montreal as well, and do all those things to get it made. And matter of fact, we actually shot this film in kind of two different segments. So like Roger and the younger cast of the Tigers, as you can see in the beginning of the film, we actually shot that before, about 2 or 3 years ago. And then we did a Kickstarter out of that and tried to like scrounge up the money to shoot the rest without knowing the rest of the cast. So in a lot of ways, it was very interesting to kind of see how this all kind of came full circle, because Roger and Ron are brothers. The two younger versions that play Danny and Hing are brothers, Peter and Yoshi Sudarso. So it's an interesting kind of thing how it happened, especially with our community. It's very grassroots among the Asian American and martial arts stunt community. So it was a kind of a rallying cry to be able to get all our friends and get involved on this.
Nice, and it seems to be being fairly successful, at least from what I'm seeing. Like it's been picked up and everything now with Logo USA. So once it comes out, definitely track it down, everyone, and that. So yeah, congratulations. Like that's cool. Like that's the only way this is going to ever change is if people are changing it and that. So congratulations in that.
Thank you.
We'll open it up to some questions from the audience. We'll go with Jay first.
what I can see from the first half of the movie, the younger selves, like you had a lot of stunt guys that came in to do all the crazy parts, and then the second parts are with you, like the older selves, you guys also have like the martial art background, or do you have to like do some sort of little bit of training or with the fighting choreographies before you did the shootings of your parts?
Can you repeat the question, John?
Yeah, so basically, Jace noticed that like there was a lot of like stunt work and stuff with younger actors. So he was really curious about the older actors, what their background was really with the martial arts and that, or was it something they were picking up? I know the answer to some of this, but I'm gonna let you guys answer type thing. But yeah, really, what's all of your backgrounds from the Tigers and from Sifu?
Wants to start?
Yeah, Ron, Roger, you guys can start.
Both my brother and I, we both have martial arts experience. So yeah, and we've also when we're not acting, we've also choreographed and action designed for certain films and stuff in the past. But yeah, for this film, it's a little both. We had the experience, but also we had the training, which was great. To the guys in the action team, we've worked with before. And it was a great chance to meet Ken and shout out to the action guys, the action team. They were awesome. We had, a lot of laughs and, joking around in between the training and stuff. So, but yeah, I'll let you.
For me, it was a fun project to get involved with the kids as well as the teenage versions, the little shit stirrers that would always get into the IMO fights. They were all cool, and they all had varying degrees of martial arts, and it was great because Ken, and then as Ron has said, Carrie Wong and Sam, they were all together. It was a very never mind about the martial arts aspect. What I really truly enjoyed about it is the family environment that was created, and the martial arts aspect of it, the physical movement, is an extension of kind of a reminder for all of us coming from the 70s and 80s about that. It was a defining moment. Obviously shooting in Seattle, shooting in Bruce Lee's kind of backyard, more or less, brought a lot of whimsical and nice memories of that time. And then having great kids, great younger actors to work with and be from my perspective, being the Sifu, it was very gratifying to play a part. And whereas when I first started, and I'm sure Juan can say his experiences too, being physical, being martial artists, you oftentimes are being cast as villainous to promote that physical background. For me to play someone that is actually layered and has weaknesses, but yet also the sense of trying to imbue a sense of honor amongst his disciples. It was a great experience.
For me, I had some background in martial arts when I was younger. I was in Taekwondo, but that really only lasted until I was like maybe 12 or 11. And then from there, I moved into a different discipline, which was dance. And a lot of the movements that we talked about with Ken and Carrie and Sam was trying to incorporate a lot of the dance language that I understood in terms of choreography and understanding movement, understand the purpose of movement, the rhythms of certain things, the cadence of the characters. I thought that was really specific to each character, that they had a specific core and a type of movement. Like, the Hain character still practiced it. So there's still a sharpness to the movement he did. As far as the Jim character, obviously he went into a different discipline. So I really enjoyed seeing what they did, incorporating essentially the tools that we had. And for me, it was mostly dance and understanding those particular beats. whenever we did choreography.
Yeah, and for me, I had a couple of years of Krav Maga box, like to box a lot, and the footwork and the storytelling was really wonderful with the way they created it, because what they would basically do is give us watch us, let us show them kind of what we naturally do well, and then because of their wealth of knowledge, they were able to apply a lot of the staples of whatever we needed to tell the story we were telling and to deliver on principle. So like the fight choreographers and their vision and trusting this whole process was like marvelous for me. They were patient, and we had plenty of time to train. You could train in between takes. Like they were always around trying to give you little tidbits, twerking things. Like it was, you ever get a chance to get in a situation with these cats, I'd run at it, because you're going to look good and it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun.
Cool. Yeah, I just got to add, like, for our director, Bao, not only is he a great director and storyteller, but, as a writer, when he wrote this, Bao's a martial artist. So when I read the script and, the middle-age thing and being past your prime, like how many guys do we know? I mean, not my brother, not Mykel, Alain, they're all in shape, but like we know that guys that used to be ripped are fucking 200 pounds, 300 pounds now. They're like, I used to do that, man. I used to be a badass. So I just, I love that aspect of it. That's what really drew me to the script. Yeah.
Nice.
I was just channeling, Al Bundy, he threw 5 touchdowns in one game. That was like a martial arts version of Al Bundy, essentially.
Yeah.
Cool. Jeff.
The friendship in the film seemed really genuine. Did you guys know each other before you started this project?
I knew Ron. We worked on a project 8 years ago or 7 years. I can't remember anymore, but 7 years. Yeah, Battlefield 4. We did like a mocap thing. That's the first time I ever met Ron. But we, that's the only connection I have. Mykel, I just met literally the first day on training, and everybody else first day. Like, oh hey, how's everybody doing? But yeah, but I mean, I'm sure we'll get into this later, but it was really a testament to the rehearsal. What you see in the chemistry that you saw and what you just commented on is real. Like we Bao let us improvise a lot of the scenes that were, a lot of backstory stuff, and it really laid down a strong foundation for us. And to also see, the prologue stuff with the younger teenage version of us really set the tone and understanding that sort of playfulness that they had. So, having all that rehearsal time and which is a luxury whenever you do an independent film, it was fantastic to create that foundation.
Yeah, because normally in an indie film like this, you don't get, like Alain was saying, the luxury of having a week and a half of rehearsals. And for us, it's great that Bao knows that it's essential, not only to get our chemistry going the right way, but also, the training, the choreography and stuff. And I have to give, shout out to Alain and Mykel. Like for us, like for me, I was like always worried, like, hey, you guys want to go over the scenes? And then like, nah. But like it's like everyone was like, yo, I'm down. Yo, dinner, boom, 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 let's do it. So it was that kind of thing. And like what Bao created for us too, with the rehearsals and all the producers, they created a world for us so we can just be our characters and really dive in. That was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and I'm just going to add a small thing to that. The environment, I can only speak as me. Most of the time when you get into an environment, you're hired, it's uneasy for me, especially if I'm like in the minority. It's just uneasy, and it takes a second for everybody to kind of find each other. And for the first time in any project I've ever been a part of, and it has everything to do with the people that were there, the environment he created, the certain individuals he chose to be in the space, it just was really kind of immediate. It's crazy. Like, it isn't that we spent every second off the set together because we did. We wanted to. It was like, so we're doing breakfast and then we're going to do lunch and then we're going to do dinner. Like, we were looking for each other.
Yep.
And, I felt a real, like when I left Seattle, I needed a couple of weeks to just find myself because like I felt like I lost like a whole family. So what you see is like what can happen when the environment is right, and the producer and the people everybody's working together for one common thing, and it's just being driven by something greater than like your ego or your ambition. And I'm grateful. It can make you a better person, not just a better artist, and from the experience, a better person. So like, I'm glad that you could feel it, because it's very real. I mean,
Yeah,
I would do these brothers. Period.
It really shows in the movie. I think like there's so much heart in this movie, and that's like we played lots of martial arts movies, but we picked this one because of the heart and everything and that. So congratulations again.
Before filming the fight scene, is there anything you guys do right beforehand to get yourself like in the mood or pumped up like that?
So
say that again.
Yeah, is there right before the fight scenes, before you go in, is there anything you do to get yourself in the mood or get yourself pumped up for those fight scenes?
We played a lot of
Like
music.
a fight fluffer? Is that what
Yeah, fight fluffers. We did play a lot of music. We
played a lot of music. We played a lot of music that we were
all
just
like the same kind of music, which was dope.
Yeah.
If any of y'all have Elaine's Instagram, he got back scenes so we're just jamming. He got like moments before scenes where we're just flat out jamming. Like before he says action, we're just straight. It's a club set. Like he's dropping these gems. I'm like, bro, what? When did you shoot that? It's crazy.
Yeah, it really became one of those things where I remember before going on a set, I'd be like, ooh, what's the soundtrack for today? What are we doing? Are we doing like Phil Collins, like what is it? We're like
in the air tonight?
Yeah, in the air tonight. When we come in and we're walking up. Yeah. So it was great. And I do remember, for me at least, when we were shooting the rooftop finale scene, I it was Mykel pumping me up. He's like, "You ready tonight? You ready?" And it just felt like, we kind of in many ways became the characters where, the hype person's there. He's my cut man, my ring man, and just being supportive. And it all lends itself to each other,
I think when we fought the younger guys, it's like, that I just envision like when I play basketball against like really younger guys and they give me shit, I just want to kill them because I'm chasing them after 2 games and I'm dying, breathing hard. So, yeah.
Hey, do you guys remember? It was like, I remember that was the first day of fighting, because we've been shooting a lot of the scenes and drama stuff. And I just remember being so hyped. And then when I saw, you guys were shooting first, right? Ron?
Yeah.
When Brian did a backflip, I was like, oh, dang. Wow. Okay, we're there. This is what we're doing now. I just remember that energy being switched, and we just, I don't know. I got so hyped. So hyped.
Yep.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's just fun. Yeah, Andy, when he was doing all the stuff and we were doing our bows, I was just going, okay, all right.
Oh, it was Andy. That's right. It was Andy. Yeah. When he did it.
It was all of them. It was both Brian.
Yeah.
And it was like
everything, dog. You know how it be.
I mean, this is a good script when the 3 leads, like basically, we're always trying to find a film where we're doing the ass kicking. It's like basically, you get your ass kicked throughout the whole fucking movie. So it was awesome.
Yeah.
I did want to ask about Matt Page and the dojo, and when you brought him in, was that from the beat? Like you said, you had the script circulating for so long, so you must have had someone like him in mind. Was it just that? Oh, here's the perfect.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, in a lot of ways. I just jogging back, it's just funny how back to the conversation about the studios are having interest in the film and wanting to make, the cast white or more cast friendly, whatever, bankable and all that. But you have one really very interesting white character. And so it was just so interesting that, the studios are, the industry doesn't quite see it that way in terms of the balance and trying to understand, there's a reason why everyone's a certain race and a gender in this film. But anyway, so I that part was always felt like it was ripe for, the right actor. We were a big fan of Matt, as just watching a show Into the Dojo, just for many years previous to that. And then I think we had talked to him. There was I think it was a stunt coordinator, because he's based out of Albuquerque, I believe, and a stunt coordinator friend, Al Godo, friend of Yuji's, kind of made an introduction with us with Matt, just kind of chat with see him how he was in person. And we weren't at a point where we could make the movie yet, because we were still like struggling to get all the money together. But we were just kind of like trying to be on his radar, and vice versa, and just be aware of this project. And he was very interested from the beginning. So thankfully, lo and behold, it came to a point where we were able to kind of like actually put together a schedule and be able to bring him up. So it was just like a no-brainer at that point, and he just felt like the natural fit. So yeah, he was definitely someone that we were reaching out to and wanting to put in the film right away.
It was great. That was great.
Yeah, he was.
I just want to say something to anybody in the crowd who's an actor or an artist and like trying to figure out how they're gonna get a break. Just remember, like there's a Bao somewhere writing something up. He's not gonna follow the formula. They're not gonna tell him who he can cast. He's gonna be looking for someone new, and that phone will ring. Like the beauty of it is you never hear about these cats who have the courage to turn down things because they see something greater, but they're there. And if you do the work and you stay committed, like opportunity will find you. And when it does, make it count. But I was sick excited when I was like, yo, I've never seen a black cat in a film like this, with this sizable, with this much life since Jim Kelly in Game of Death. Like, so like, I couldn't wait to be part of this and feel very blessed to have had an honor to be part. So like, you're out there and you're wondering how you're gonna break it. It's happening. Just keep grinding. It's happening.
Cool. So we're getting a little bit tight on time. So I have one last question. Can we expect to see a Paper Tigers 2? And it's like them finding their revenge against Carter?
Whoa! We already made a
Bao.
Oh yeah.
Write that thing,
Like that's everything's in the burner. We're always cooking something in the kitchen.
We made a pact, by the way.
We got a cartoon. Yeah, we got cartoon and action figures. We got all of it.
We made a pact before we left Seattle that we coming back to do part 2. It's already in.
That's right.
It's gonna happen. So like, Bao better get his pen ready because it's gonna happen.
Well, hopefully, we'll see how things are going, and we can find the right story. It all makes sense. But go see the movie eventually in the wide release and spread the word and tell your friends. And hopefully, we'll, like John was saying, it just takes one to kind of break the mold. And if we can put a foothold, the sky's the limit after that.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, all of you, for joining in on this. This has been amazing. It's wonderful. This is the first year we've ever done Zoom calls, and they've all been great. And it's so great to involve you in the actual theatrical experience in that and everything. So thank you.
Yeah. No,
thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you all, and congrats on an amazing fest, and have a great closing night.
Thank you.
Thank you.